Hello, my name is Brian. This is Football Manager 22. We're back in Malia. We're opening in on the Club Vision screen for the last time this year, both real life year and game year. Though not game actual year, game league calendar. Anyways, a digression of unimportance. They are still pleased that we are meeting our club culture goals. We are working within the payroll budget. We have at least reached the quarterfinals of the Europa Conference League. We have done far better than mid-tabling La Liga, and we reached the fourth round of the Copa del Rey. We've also reached next year's goal, which was have a top half finish. So, preemptive check mark there. They already increased the junior coaching budget. They are improving our training facilities, which should be ready for the next season, and they're improving youth facilities, which should be ready for next season. So I can't ask to increase the juniors coaching budget yet. I could ask to improve youth recruitment, though why would we need to when, we're already bringing in Quadri Ekong. And he's got up arrows already. Great. And on pace. So important. Fairly slow. Has work to do in the heading department. Agreed. But 12 good things. Oh, so good. Love the kid. Yeah, so things are going great. We finish out the year in La Liga. Nothing much changed. The problem is when you're trying to run down Barcelona, you can't make any mistakes, and it's not even like we made mistakes. We went 3 wins, 1 draw since the win over Aston Villa. And that lost us 2 points of ground because Barcelona didn't draw in their last 4. They just went win, 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 win. We beat Sevilla at home. We went to the road against Espanyol and drew them. We beat Atletico Madrid 2-1 at home and Elche 1-0 on the road. So, yeah. And those jerks in Barcelona didn't lose. They had a draw against Granada in late April. And then they had a confusing loss to us, of all people, in March. I know months. Leave me alone. And then they didn't have a result other than wins in La Liga until back in December. Like, it's hard to do anything with that. They were a little draw heavy a little bit earlier in the year, including a loss to us. But they finished the year with 3 losses, and 2 of them were to us. So, damn them. Second place is certainly nothing to complain about. And this puts us in the final against Valencia. One thing I don't know, it hasn't triggered yet if it will, but FM22 does have, I believe, dynamic rivalries. So we have a local rivalry against Quetta. They are the other Spanish exclave on the African continent. And so that makes a level of sense. Obviously, we haven't seen them for a long time. But they're dynamic rivalries that pick up based on competitions. And this will actually be the 4th time we face Valencia this year. And we actually faced them 4 times last year as well. Though, depending on what you think of two-legged ties. So last year, we met them in the Europa Conference League as well as was the Europa Conference League? No. Oh, it was the Copa del Rey semifinals. So yeah, we met Valencia in the Copa del Rey semifinals, where we went draw, lost them. Again, depending how you think of those results, and I believe we went loss in La Liga, right here on the tail of that second defeat, and yes, a draw here. So underwhelming last year against them. Things turned around slightly this year. We beat them 4-1 on the road and then we beat them 3-0 at home. Unfortunately, they were the ones who ended our streak in the Copa del Rey again, a road trip where they beat us 0-1. So we've played them 4 times last year, 3 times this year, and going to be a 4th time this year in the Copa del Rey quarters and semifinals, and now in the Europa Conference League finals. It certainly seems like we should be, set as rivals against each other for the purposes of big matches, of, our teams keep smashing together in these important matchups. So this is the lineup we're going to start out with. Sammy, Riyad, Hamidi, Sessegnon in the back, Babangida in goal, Jim, Gayabu, and Yusuf in the middle, Traore, Santos, and Daniels up top. Calio has picked up an injury, so he is not playing on the right inside forward spot. Matsima still has his injury. Aristides Kone has a twisted ankle. He's taken an injection to be available this game, but he is otherwise not actually available. He wouldn't have been available otherwise. We obviously don't want to play him much if we can help it, or at all, but we might have to, depending on what we think of our substitute situation. And then, we chose the Jim, Gayabu, Yusuf triangle over Mortalisao, and since Daniel's playing at right inside forward as opposed to in the midfield trio, that was my choice there. And at center backs, that's just what we've got since Nitakuma can't play, being a loanee in who we didn't register, and Matsima's broken leg. Just clearly the best 2 choices there. So that's what we've got. And let's take our boys to Bilbao to play against Valencia. Hell yeah. that button didn't work. I wanted to pile on the misery. Come on. Let's encourage the midfielders and then go and try and get Sammy back on the right side of the mental equation. Very unsurprisingly, 4-3-3 for us. That we shall never. And Valencia will be playing a 5-2-2-1. Interesting. Maybe that's why they have lost so many games recently. They've gone to this very wonky formation. I'm wondering if I should tell the boys to play down the sides. I think I will, because, again, the formation just screams to not play into the center where they are going to have a numbers advantage, and instead play down the sides where we're going to force guys to stretch out there, and then we can take advantage of the middle after they've been pulled away from where they want to camp. Gayabu to Jim. Santos, stay on side, buddy. Hamidi heads up to Gayabu. Nice start, Jim. So there's never a good time to cover my latest outrage in the transfer market, but here it is. So, as we covered a couple videos ago, the one I just posted, actually, the 3rd video of this season, so it's about 3 or 4 videos behind now. We wanted to make a move on Innocent Makalane, a center back out of South Africa. Now, he just turned 18 in the winter transfer window. So before that, he was unwilling to move, because often 18-year-old or players under 18 are just unwilling to move. And nice move, like the pass back, created an opportunity there. Jim launches it high. But then he signed a new contract, so then he has the buffer period. And so we have him shortlisted, as well as we still have a note on his name. So when anything happens related to him, we get pinged. I think Daniels is going to be offsides here. So we got pinged because Vancouver in the MLS had put in an offer that triggered his release clause. I went, okay, well, clearly it's time to make a move again. And so I, declared him as top target, told him the press that we were looking to make a move to sign him. after we'd already done that before, we'd spoken to the press about our interest. We'd sent a scout to watch him specifically. We'd had Chad Daniels, who is on his national team, go and talk to him and say, hey, you should come move to Malia. And so we put in our offer, meeting the release clause. And we are once again rejected without so much as a by your leave. Has absolutely negative interest in even beginning negotiations with us. He's not even like, oh, well, I don't think I'll take it, but I guess if you're willing to pay me an absurd amount of money. No interest whatsoever. I'm sitting here baffled. I don't get it. And eventually 2 other MLS teams come in, make the same offer that Vancouver does. And in the end, he decides to sign with FC Cincinnati for $900,000 a year and important player status. And, I would have paid him double that without a second thought. I would have tried to get away with less, but I wouldn't have had a problem paying 1.8. Important player status, nope, if he wanted that, we would have given to him. I fully believe he'd be the starter at center back going forward, him and Hamidi. And so it's just what the heck? I don't, we're a mid-table at worst La Liga team based on reputation, 3.5-star national reputation. Everyone in the MLS is at 3 stars. Bit of a bad run of action there. See if we can stop him here, dispossess, get back on our attacking ways. Not very interesting attacking opportunities for us, which I don't like to see. They certainly have a bunch of yellow cards, though, at least a decent amount, trying to keep us on our toes by being rough and tumble. So it's just, I don't get it. There's nothing that should have compelled this kid. The only literal thing I can think of is that being from South Africa, he speaks English, and by going to America, he won't need to learn a foreign language. But we are a better side that next year is going to play Champions League football, the top level of football. Come on, Santos, make a run out. And Daniels isn't able to follow up with a decent shot. Anyways, Jim's tiring. Lovely. It's not lovely. Let it run a little longer. So it's just. All right, keep pressing, pressing. We can get this. Find the opportunity. Gaibua, Jim. Back to Yusuf, Sessignon. Jim tracks back. I want to see Sessignon turn and run to the outside, create some width, and challenge the end line. He just keeps making passes back. Okay, let's get fresh legs on. So the only okay thing is that back to Innocent Makalane, is that his contract with FC Cincinnati still has a release clause. It's significantly more than his old release clause, but it's not that impressive. His South African release clause was $725,000, which easily pay in a heartbeat. Let's make those 2 changes for now. We're just going to run out the Sessignon throw in here. Like it. 87th minute. Yusuf. Sessignon, long cross. Punch out. Back to our boys. I haven't plays it back to Sammy, but Sammy is just like launching it. No thinking. Tackle in the box. Unfortunately, it's a good one, apparently. Sammy comes away with it, though. Gabua. Santos. Oh, doesn't win the header. I really don't want to take out Sessignon. He's a great player. He's also one of our better penalty takers if it comes down to that. Though, given the XG difference, it feels like we should be able to find a way to crack them open. And the possession difference, they have struggled to really create opportunities. We should find an opportunity. We've not been shooting well. Spoiler alert. So his release clause with Cincinnati lasts for about 3 more years, and is that for roughly $7 million to any club playing continental football. So we will obviously be playing continental football next year, and we will see if next winter window we can pry him away. Mann doesn't do anything with his ball there. Santos, Yusuf takes a punt, but Daniels is not running for it. It's annoying. Again, center backs don't win a ball that they should have. They head it out. Pablo's going to make the run here. Dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. Luckily, it ends with the Babangida catch. Okay. Let's see. What can we do? What can we do? What can we do? The guys up top have just been ineffective. Do we just bring on the youth movement? Are they any good at taking penalties, or they're at least not as bad as the other guys? None of my strikers are good at taking penalties. That makes a lot of sense. We'll bring in Kone. He'll need to go through 25 minutes. Hopefully he can hold up. Almost a 9. He wouldn't be terrible to get on. The question is finding where to get him on. Alright, yeah, luckily the boys close in enough that Pablo just launches it from long range and sails over the top, but not really loving the lack of quality we're seeing. Well, they will be down to 10 men here. Let's move it to an attacking mentality. Let's see if here after this second extra time that we can't find the opportunity. Signon plays it long for Kone. Kone pivots in, plays it back to Mortalisao. Would have liked to see somehow put more effort into it. Kone back to offsides. Okay, well, let's make our last substitution. I'm going to bring in Boyamo, but I'm not going to take off Sammy. We're going to switch his position. No, we are going to take... Yeah, we're gonna just bring in Boyamo there. Okay. Hamidi wins the header, plays it up to Sal, up to Santos, plays it out to Abby, finds Gayabua. Gayabua tired legs, but gets it out to Boyamo. Should have fresh legs, but instead plays it into Riyadh. Would have liked to see him run there, challenge the defenders with his fresh legs. Sessignon on the other hand Probably dead tired. And got enough to make a little kick here. Gets end line, gets across. Abby heads it. Ugh. Just off a defender. Not even terribly accurate. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. 8 minutes. Guy a free kick sails over the net. Boyamo here. Let's move to fair attacking. Let's try and get this. Let's not make it the lottery. They're down a man. Let's punish him for it. Riyadh over to Hamidi. Hamidi plays up to Gayabua. Can he find the opportunity to Santos? Oh, just over the top of the net. Okay, well, that's who it'd be. So, yeah, we're going to bring in Yusuf and Cessignon, Kone, and then Abby, Sao, and Boyamo, Gayabua. We're actually going to put in Santos here, despite having 2 points worse. He's anxious. Change of mind. So we go Hamidi, Riyadh, Santos. Always awkward. Your striker, he's going last because he's terrible at penalties. And then Babangida. I don't even know why I'm bothering with Santos. Again, heavily in the later it is in the offer. In the order. Alright, Guedes will start for them. Babangida goes the right way. Still can't make the save. Yusuf. Yeah, much more convincing into the side netting that time. Gaia. Babangida doing jumping jacks, trying to disorient, but a laser up into the top makes it, that's always going to be a hard stop. Cessignon trots to the spot. Ugh. Tries to catch the keeper diving one way or the other, but he doesn't, and so Valencia has the advantage. But Alderte gives the advantage right back with a shot that just goes wide. You know, here we're going to have an opportunity to a young man, Aristide Kone, he's 18 years old, coming in, boom. Sambi Lokonga for Valencia will come up. Yeah, Babangida just needed the courage of convictions to stand still. Charles Abbey come in. Left-footed. So many left-footed players. Oh, Charles, what are you doing? Well, lots of pressure on this one, man. I mean, this is just on us. It's we needed to score in regulation. We needed to score in extra time when we had a man advantage, and we were just fundamentally incapable of taking advantage of the opportunities we had. And so instead, we have to watch Valencia celebrate. Dicks. I mean, we don't have to. We're going to move on past this, but you know, you wonder if Santos has, what are his attributes? He has a competitive streak. I'm fine with that. Isn't adapting to the core group. You'd love to see that. Lack of team ethic, might be a bit lazy, but he's the one position where that's kind of fine at striker. Fairly selfish, needs to work on becoming more consistent. But it doesn't have anything about hating big matches, but I don't think that comes in until he's like 21. Nuts. We also just don't have a team that's very good at penalties. We didn't. Yeah, not super surprising, but it is what it is, and the season's over. So, though, ironically, we would have maybe tried to offer him down to the U18 side if we can, because they still might have some games coming up. So, all right, $3.5 million from Conference League revenue and another $1 million from that. Certainly not going to complain about banking some more cash. And then let's take the opportunity to tell Serge Kone that he is available for the U19 squad for the rest of the year, because they do have, I think, one more match, it looks like, and then they'll have playoffs. Yeah. We're in the deep division this year, 18 teams as opposed to 16 everywhere else. But then there'll be some level of playoff to crown a Division d'Honneur champion. And might as well have a really good striker on that team and let our guy get a little more reps in. I'm hoping, I guess I'll have to power through to the 28th to get the year-end roundup. Oh, nope, here it is. Okay. New arrivals. How did the team look? Nidakuma. Yes, the fee was a terrible value. I agree. He did play 18 times for us and had a 7.26 rating. Same with Fozzie. 16 appearances, 7.2 rating. Both were fine moves in the end. Not exciting, but they paid off, and they kept us healthy. Sergei Kone, yes, 7.1 for rating. Backup striker of the future. / rotational striker of the future with Jeffrey Santos. Sidhu Ndaya. Whatever, he played 5 games for us during the time when Babangida wasn't available. Did a fine job with us. And then Aristide Kone out of ASEC Mimosas. Same thing as Sergio Kone. Had a very solid performance. His rating's a bit lower because sometimes we were playing him out of position to teach him a new spot. But again, all of these up arrows, love to see it. I think we got a good one for the future. Transfers out, they're going to be unhappy about all of these forever. Oh, how could we let Lana leave? Because he wasn't good enough. He's playing for FC Nuremberg's second team. Great, which isn't even registered league, so it's got to be like Bundesliga 4 or something. Come on. Loan outs. They're going to be unhappy with all the loan outs because we didn't get a big enough fee. Halle had a good performance from Mar Minor. 39 games. Unfortunately, Mar Minor is a, Jesus, 5th tier team. You'd hope he'd dominate that level. Carlos Fernandez, who we only played half the year. We brought him back on a loan for the other half. Again, he is who he is. Mohamed Doumbia. Do we consider bringing... I don't think he's good enough. Now he's also right-footed. That's unfortunate. I'm just wondering if he would be our left winger of the future since Traore's leaving. We'd really like to fill that gap. So let's take a look at the results. Yep, second place overall, 94% home attendance. Jeffrey Santos leading scorer with 16 goals. Yep, you take a season like this. Only 3 losses, which were to Real Sociedad and Atletico Madrid on the road and at home against Villarreal. 7-0 win over Bate in the Conference League. This 2-1 win over Barcelona early in the year was definitely a match to remember. Bragged about it at the time. And goal of the year goes to Yusuf in the 83rd minute, equalizing against Espanyol in our December match against them. Current rep is 3.5 stars. So it was 3.5 stars. You'd think this would be going up. Question is, is this an actual current update or not yet? Don't know. We are making more in sponsorship, made more in broadcast revenue, made more in corporate and hospitality. 3 million more. So much for having your own stadium. 3 million more in competition prize money, and a solid million more in match day commercial. Gotta love that. Jersey sales go to Santos, Cowio, Yusuf, Daniels, and Hamidi. $2.83 million. Spoiler alert, we line up in a 4-3-3. Lots of familiar names there. Hamidi wins Fan Player of the Year and Young Player of the Year. Serge Kone wins Signing of the Year. Goal of the Year goes to Zaydou Yusuf. Santos is Goal Scorer of the Year. Theo Jim is Assister of the Year with 15. Hamidi has Most Player of the Match awards. Interesting. From his back spot. 7.5 rating. Metsima, the injured man, had most passes complete. Daniels ties a record for most goals in a match with a hat trick. Also in a league match, Bob Mangita sets a new record for shutouts by players in season with 25. New high transfer fee, JJ over $50 million. And Sergio Kone sets a new record for youngest goal scorer at 18 years and 68 days. Ibrahima Cowio won Conference Player of the Season. Jeffrey Santos won the Premio Don Balón Mejor Jugador Joven del Año. That's a Young Player of the Year in Spain. And Theo Jim won the NXGN award for Best Youth Prospect, period, in the whole game. Huzzah. I mean, I imagine we played defensively favored soccer, but okay, fine. We managed to take out the requirement that we spend the transfer budget. Like, I'm not adverse to spending it, but if I don't find the right people, I'm not gonna just spend it, and now they won't punish me for that. Expectation is to reach the top half of La Liga. That's all? Okay. Reach a group stage. I'm pretty sure we're required to reach the group stage. Or are we? What is the pathways on the Champions League? So league path, playoff. Do we have to go back to La Liga rules? No, I mean, it says we go into the group stage, so I think we just go into the group stage, right? Yeah. I never know what to say when it comes to those. It's harder to predict what they think we should do in, say, the Champions League. We should only make the top half of La Liga, but we should win the Champions League. It's like, you guys are goofballs. Netherlands, that's not very interesting. Can't hold training camp in Africa. Why not? Sure, back to France. We were in Portugal last year. Cowio wins Conference League Player of the Year. It's unfortunate that he couldn't play in the final. Maybe he would have made the difference with his 7.86 rating and 10 goals and 11 appearances. He was second in the Golden Boot race behind Abel Ruiz of Aston Villa. And we dominated the Conference League squad of the season. If only we'd got the one at the end that mattered. Yep. All right. So, thank you so much for joining me. It's the end of the year, so it's always time to try and figure out the situation in terms of contracts, which is always a bit tedious. In this case, it's not that hard. We're going to let these two go off their loans. These two have already agreed to transfer elsewhere. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to bring Seydou Ndaya back, but if we can find a better old keeper, maybe one with a good personality, that would be good too. So we won't necessarily bring him back. And then I need to look at all the staff and see whose contract's expiring and who's not. And I need to get ahead of our it's part of our technical director, who will resign people I don't necessarily want resigned if I don't let them go immediately. So, like my head of youth development, I've got he's okay. 2-star. Can we do better? He doesn't choose my particular formation of interest at all, and fairly determines just an okay personality. We have a coach who I would love to promote to that position, but it probably won't let me. I think it's this Tunisian here, Hicham Sassi. Yeah. But he plays a 5-3-2, so he doesn't even play the formation. I don't know. It's just something I got to think about. Which coaches I want back, if I want Raul de Palzo back, or if I can find someone better. But that's something for me to worry about. Thank you so much for joining me. Please, don't hesitate to leave a comment about how I needed to move into an attacking mentality faster after the red card from the other team against Valencia, or something, or a better way to attack the situation would have been. I don't know. Anything you might have a thought about. Otherwise, I hope you have a very lovely day. I have several videos stacked up now, so I've got a bit of time to go away for the holidays, kind of. And I hope you have a lovely holidays, though by the time I'm putting this up, it's probably past them, so maybe Happy New Year. It might be about that time. All in all, have a lovely day, and I'll be back with you soon. Thanks.